Brother Milo can start the show with his song.
Me and Milo show is here today. You don't want to miss a single word they say. Bringing you founders from a near and far. Listen as they tell you now just who they are. Listen to their stories and how they tell. In just 3 minutes how they're doing well. Telling us all about day and how they are loving that old blessed away on passive. It's here today on passive. There's just no better way to listen to the Julie and the Milo show, so then you can be the very first to know on passive. It's here today. Julie and Milo show is coming your way Wednesday night on passive. Oh yeah. Julie, take her away.
Thank you, Milo. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Julie and Milo Show Wednesday night team building Q&A. Today is May 5th, 2021. My name is Julie. I am coming to you from Orange County, California. My dear friend Milo. Milo, could you please say hello?
Hello, how you guys doing? It's Milo from Nashville, Tennessee.
Thank you, Milo. Milo, I am so excited every day we get up and we get to talk to our friends and founders across the world. Both you and I feel so blessed to be here in OnPassive, and we are feeling very blessed to be able to have the Julie and Milo show. I've seen what we've done so far in the last 6 months. We have over 128 interviews with our founders. We also have 98 shows where Kurt is doing his poem, inspiration poem for the Julie and Milo show. We also have 33 shows that we talk about on Passive. And then we have shows that we started on Wednesday night. We have Fireside Chat. And we also now have the traveling webinars. We've done over 200 shows total for the Julie and Milo show. And the best part of it is the Julie and Milo show has been shared across from many founders on YouTube, on Facebook. And I'm so blessed to be part of it, Milo. Milo, back to you. Please share your sentiment and your passion about what we are doing here every day.
Absolutely, Julie. I mean, we are really blessed. I mean, it's kind of wearing me out, but man, we get to talk to founders every day and we get to have all these fun things and we get to meet the coolest people. And you know, I would like to say on Curtis's thing, the poem, I don't know how many of you watch Curtis in the morning, his daily inspiration. Curtis has started doing something really unique that is so cool. Every morning when you wake up, if you turn on that poem, it's only 2 minutes long. He goes through, but he tells you how many founders we have in at 8 o'clock the night before. So you'll be always able to go back. If you ever want to go back and find out how many people was in on this date, well, you punch in that date on the Curtis thing and it'll say on it how many people were there. I think that's really cool, you know. What do you think, Julie?
I think that is really super cool because we actually can watch the amount of founders joining in on Passive every single day. And we see the growth there as well. And I'm so glad that Curtis put that on there for us. I really want to take this opportunity to welcome a lot of our panelists, our guests today. We have Chris Johnson. Hello, Chris. I see we have Ron Hubert here with us. And I see Listra, which is a new founders that I have not heard or seen her before. We see Abdul. We see the Leadership Council, Varana Wang from Papua New Guinea. And then let's see who else I've seen here that I haven't said hello to. I'm so blessed to be here and you know, share the On Passive with us. Like many of us today, you kind of start the day like me. I started the day today, and then I saw a new mail that coming from Go Founder. And I don't know if you want to start it now or do you want to just kind of wait till after the presentation so that more people can coming on and then we can talk about it, Milo. I think it's best if we could just get the presentations.
Let's address it right now, right? I'd like to address it right now. We can address it later too, but today we was hit with another email, saying, hey, buy Bitcoin or the, not Bitcoin, but the own passive coin. There's no such thing as an own passive coin. I know a lot of them sent out from me. What I want you to know is don't worry about it because it's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal. Whenever you're in the front, always remember if you're leading the pack, if you're the one in the top dog and you're heading, people are shooting at you from the back. They're always going to be shooting so that they can get you to drop so you can catch up. Don't worry about it. Guess what? It was no big deal. There's no breach. There's nothing like that. They got in, they got a bunch of email names. As long as no one sends no money to them, they're dead in the water. And remember, they're kind of stupid, number one, because we have an IP tracker and that's our business. And so they know who was the IP configured and all of that. So, I mean, it's just a matter of time. So some people get worried about it and stuff. I can tell you there's nothing to worry about. So, okay, Julie, why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit and I'll try to get the thing set up for, presentation.
Yes, absolutely. And here's my thought about it though. Okay, they use GoFounder to send all of us messages about, send your Bitcoin in and ICO and all that stuff. When as soon as I saw that, I thought it was a joke because what do they get out of us? The only thing that they get out of us is our name and then our email and our phone number. All of that information can be pulled out from internet. So it was really a joke for the people that did that. But remember, if you believe in on passive and if you focus on passive vision and Mr. Ash Mufareh, you should not have let this fear you, okay? Because fear will dismantle your thinking. It will close your mind and it will dismantle your decision as well. So I do hope that you take this, and don't worry about it. Just ignore it. When you see something like that, delete it. The only something that I'm telling my team too, when you received anything from GoFounders, just read the information and then delete it. Don't click any link. Everything that happened for us, to us, get on with us, it's in our back office. All right. So that's just our 2 cents. So Milo, could you please talk to us about the reason for us to have a presentation and if you could please introduce our presenter today.
Absolutely. Okay, so we want to do something a little bit different. I think tonight we want to make sure everyone's videos are off. We want Theory to have the stage, and we will be recording. I mean, so it gives a good recording tonight of Theory doing the presentation. The cool thing is we all use the same presentation. We do the same way every night, and you get a different presenter every Wednesday night. It allows a person to come in and do it exactly the same way. I mean, you don't have to say everything exactly the same, but we want to keep the presentation flowing so it flows. It's just like I tell people, I say it's kind of like McDonald's. When you go in McDonald's, you're always going to see the fries on the left. There's a process that you do. And if we do this, it makes it easier for us to learn the process and to learn everything about it. Once you learn it, you can expand it any way you want to when you're doing your own or whatever. But for now, we're just sticking with the one way we do it. And it just helps us all because we're there, we time it, we see where you're at, and we give feedback on it. So tonight, everyone turn your camera off if you can, except Theory, and I think I'm saying that right. Am I saying that right, Theory?
It's Thierry
Yes,
Ocho,
Milo.
right?
Thierry?
Yes, Milo. Bonsoir. Bonsoir, Julie. Bonsoir, Milo. Bonsoir, everybody.
All right. So, Richard, if you can turn your camera off. And Rona, turn your camera off, please. All right. So now, Theory, can you see my screen? Let me get it up here. All right. Can you see my screen there?
Yes, perfect, Milo.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Let me close my video down.
I don't see you anyway. I only see me.
You only see you?
That's good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I want to put you right up there and I'm going to back up. All right. And we are ready to go. You ready to go? Well, I'm starting the clock right now.
Bonsoir à toutes et à tous. Welcome for this awesome presentation on the brand new amazing opportunity. You will surely want to watch this. Are you looking for a way to make extra money? Have you ever tried MLM, network marketing, affiliate marketing? How many hours a day do you spend on the internet? Do you have a Facebook account? Or even do you buy on Amazon? How did it work for you? Make a lot of money, walk across the stage with the big check? Make some money, life is good. Did you make money, but the people you brought in did not make any? In fact, most lost money and you were very disappointed. Or were you one who tried and tried to make money but never did? Or were you a lucky one and never tried it? Well, I have a good and awesome news for you. What if there was a real company licensed and registered in over 200 countries in the world? What if their products were products you use every day? And what if this company did all the work for you, did all the recruiting, all the selling of the product, everything 100% for you, and then paid the money for doing it? What if it provides you with time freedom, abundance living? And also, what if it provides you with generational wealth? What if it even made money for you while you were sleeping? You say, is there such a company? What is the name of the company? Yes, there is, and the name is ONPASSIVE. The company is called ONPASSIVE. We are a global IT company driven by the latest artificial intelligence and machine learning technology. ONPASSIVE is not an MLM or network marketing company, and it is licensed and registered company in more than 200 countries around the globe. ONPASSIVE is currently valued at more than $5 billion US, which qualifies us as a unicorn company. In business terms, a unicorn company is usually a startup tech company which achieves more than 1 billion in revenue in their first 10 years of business, doing something that has never been done before. So ONPASSIVE will achieve this status shortly after the launch. We already have over 640,000 now, 640,000 founding members who saw the vision, and we are growing with more than 1,500 to 2,000 founding members every day. The real game of ONPASSIVE is our caring CEO. Yes, he is brilliant. Yes, he went to Harvard. Yes, he has figured out the online world. And yes, also he has over 20 years of experience. But did you know he has a smile the size of Texas and a heart to help people that is even bigger than that? Ash is amazing and he wants to help you in the online world. ONPASSIVE is changing the world one person at a time, and it is starting with Ash Mufareh. Ash absolutely is a true leader, very approachable, great energy, friendly, smart, funny, and best of all, Ash wants passionate team members to win big time with him. So do you have what it takes to join him? Mr. Ash Mufareh had a vision to use the internet to change the world since now July 2018, and he wants to contribute by turning poverty into prosperity around the globe. He has a big heart for humanity. ONPASSIVE hiring new staff every day, actually. Quite simply, our tech team is the best of the best in the industry, and we will have around 1,000 employees at the time of launch. ONPASSIVE is the correction to corruption. ONPASSIVE has a full-fledged legal department, registered and compliant in 212 countries, and this is the real big deal. Here you can see ONPASSIVE executive headquarters in America. It's in Orlando, Florida. And here also the ONPASSIVE operational headquarters in Hyderabad, high-tech city, also known as the Silicon Valley of India. What products and services does ONPASSIVE offer? You can see it here from Academy to O-Domain. You have one part of the 51 products exactly that will be available in ONPASSIVE. So you have O-Bless, O-Shop, O-Staff, O-Mail, O-Connect, O-Counting, O-Trim, O-Post, O-Wallet, that we are waiting for it, and O-Net, O-Tracker, O-Capture, O-Create, O-Chat, O-Peer, O-Virtual, O-Dit, O-Lead, and finally, O-Domain, but several others who are coming also. ONPASSIVE will appeal not only to individuals, but also to the masses, churches, charities, businesses, entertainers, influencers, restaurants, you name it, and they can use all ONPASSIVE, small, medium, and large enterprise. Everybody will be able to use the old products of ONPASSIVE. Currently, we are in pre-launch. Next, we will be in beta testing, what we call the soft launch, and finally the official launch, hard launch to the public. Sorry, once the ONPASSIVE tech and legal team gives the green light in 2021. The company will drive targeted traffic to your website, which will build your business for you, and you never have to advertise, never ever. As you remember, Warren Buffett said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. So now you can earn while you sleep, and ONPASSIVE is offering you exactly that. So here you have most of the products that will be available in ONPASSIVE, and more coming. What is important for you to remember is some of the words of our CEO Ash, and one to define the company really well is CATMO, that you see the letter here. C for complete digital online solution, A for artificial intelligence, T for targeted traffic, M for money, time freedom, and abundance living, and O for ONPASSIVE. Generational wealth, residual income, sales funnels, landing page, autoresponder, and more who are coming to you directly with this amazing concept. Other notes able, plug and play, all done for you. One new sales funnel built for you per day. No recruiting, software upgrades always free. a great community. And if you are in it, quite simply, you will win. So now secure your founding member position with ONPASSIVE for just $97 plus the 5 credit card fee. We recommend that you use the card option, as you will get activated immediately. Once the soft launch start, price increase. So the founders will do beta testing on the product. We will get to do a test run on them, see if everything works right. This is when the magic starts to happen, because the company begins to build your customer base for you, and you will begin to fall in love with all the new products that you will have. Once the soft launch starts, ONPASSIVE will run massive marketing campaigns using artificial intelligence, AI, and machine learning, ML, to get customers signed up in your business. These customers are actively looking for the products and service ONPASSIVE has to offer. The day the public launch starts, no more founder position will be offered ever for any amount of money. So customers and resellers will come on board. And if you are a founder, you will smile and activate your founder's wallet because you will love the lot of apples coming in it. Non-founders will not be happy because they did not become a founder. But that's the game. ONPASSIVE has a unique patented pay plan. We all get paid in real time in any currency we choose, including cryptocurrency, through our World Bank, our definitive wallet. Founders will pay a one-time subscription of about $250 to activate their account as customers and resellers, once out of pocket, and after that the subscription comes out of profit. This means that you will never need to worry about the monthly subscription, because the company has a system that allows them to deduct the next month subscription from our commission earned from customers that they place under us. This is really unheard of. Yes, we will have two wallets, the funding and our wallet that we can use for everyday living. So you will raise your revenue and down your cost. Before payout of commission, founders and customers will have to complete a KYC, your customer, answering your correct identity with an ID or passport, as well as a selfie with facial recognition that will be required to activate your wallet. This is where the commission will be paid out in real time. ONPASSIVE will have every product, tool, and service you will ever need to be successful in business, online or offline, all done for you, and you will set and forget it, just like a self-driving car. You will be able to build wealth, earn residual income for life, which just keeps growing. Create a family dynasty for generations to come, and leave a legacy you can be proud of. Please thank the person who told you about this incredible opportunity, and get back with the person who invited you to this opportunity, and register using their link to become a founder with ONPASSIVE. Today, don't miss it. It is a decision you will never regret. We are the Go Founders. So remember, if you are in it, you will win. Thank you for your time, And please do visit the www.onpassive.com website to see all the products coming with OnPassive. Thank you very much for listening, and see you soon.
All right. Thank you, Cheery Theory. Very good.
Thank you, Milo. Thank you, Julie. Thank you all.
All right. Let's.
Thank you, Thierry, for doing that. I get to hear French accents for the last, what, 15, 20 minutes, Milo? Did you put the timer on it?
I did. He was right at 16, but that's not fair to him because he had that break in there. So he was probably about 14 or maybe 13, 14.
Wow.
Awesome job, Theory. All right. That's the way we do it. So
Good.
yeah, that's awesome. So I think next week we have Kenneth coming up.
Absolutely. Next week we have Kenneth coming up. He's scheduled for, and he did a wonderful job yesterday at the Cameroon presentation. And then next week he's going to jump on and do the presentation here. And then I encourage him to become a presenter for our presenter series. And everyone who has done a webinar already can be a presenter for our presentation series. So you could use this presentation that you just saw, or you can have your own presentation, however you want to do it. This presentation on Wednesday, it's basically a practice opportunity for you. And then on the presentation series, it's basically you develop your own presentation. You're more than welcome to use this one that Milo developed, or you can have your own presentation and then you could become a presenter. And I think the value of as you being the presenter is that you get 600 something thousand people watch your presentation. I mean, we have what, over 1,000 people subscribe to our channel. You have that many people view your presentation. And if they like with your your passion or resonate with your message, they can use your presentation and then they're going to go out there and do it on, live meeting if they choose to do so. So there's a lot of value you contribute to our community if you are a presenter. So Wednesday night, it's basically a practice time for you. Milo?
Julie, I believe the same thing. And I always say, hey, consistency is always going to win. If you're consistent, it's going to win. So if you come out and you do that, you do your presentation and then you do it and, people see it and you start sharing it. And it's at first, you're going to have a lot of people from, ONPASSIVE that view it. And as those people view it, people around you, people that know you, they're going to start getting excited, say, man, I wonder what, this one's up to, or I wonder what that one's up to, I wonder what Big Head's doing, or whatever. And all of a sudden, they start looking and you'll start getting signups. It won't happen right away, but I promise you, if you'll start doing it and you'll be consistent, it will build your team for you because that's the way it works. But it's all about consistency.
Right, absolutely. So Milo, recently you and I have been talking about something that I think it's very exciting because we've done over 128 shows that we interview our founders. And the more we talk to our founders, the more we know that our founder is listening to our show while they're driving to work, while they're falling asleep. And so we've decided to put all of our show in podcast. So Milo, I'm excited about it. Can you please talk about that?
Yes, it is exciting, and it just adds a little bit more work for me. Like I need some more work, but no, we're gonna start building up a podcast so that you will be able to listen to it going down the road. There's a couple ways you can do podcasts. Most new cars have it where they have to have podcast availability to them, so you can get it right through your radio. But the other thing is, before that, you can always take your phone and you can plug it right in. You can listen to the podcast on there. Or, you can actually take them because they are just audio files. You can put it on a zip stick and plug it into your car. And normally it will load there. But there'll be many different ways that you can do that. And that way you'll be able to be driving down the road and you can listen to any of the founders, that you want to or whatever. And I'm telling you, if you haven't been listening to some of the founders, there are incredible stories that come out of the founders, these founder shows that we do. You know, there's also, remember, Julie, when we first started, we did all those shows where we did, how is it going to help the music industry? How is it going to help, you know, the car dealerships? How's it going to help a real estate person? There's almost anything that you want, you can find there that will tell you how it will help. And it may jog your memory, you know, or your mind that, oh, I know that car salesperson. I bet he maybe could use it. And it's as simple as maybe sending him that video if you want to, or, you know, you listen to it and you know what it is, then you can go explain it to him. It just makes it easier. So it makes sense to make it as user-friendly as we can. So yes, the podcast will be coming up, and I know I got a call saying, hey, where's my audio? And I said, man, I didn't get it done yet. So I'm working on it. If it's going to take a little bit, but it will be coming up.
Absolutely. So today we have Nicole Roy and Sandra Fletcher on our show tonight, and then today, and then we have two more coming up. So we are booked this week. Next week we have a few more spots. So I see that we have a few people on here that hasn't been on our show, like Polly, like Sherry Green, like, you know, Ruth, like Pedro. I mean, there's a lot of founders that actually came onto our fireside chat, like Jocelyn Patterson, you know, that went on to our fireside chat. They share, but they haven't been on our show. So slowly you will break in. And so I would love to hear a little bit about what Nicole share your, if you would, if you don't mind, I'm just calling you out of the blue. If you could share about your experience if you came on today, and it's really up to you. I'm not putting pressure on you at all, Nicole.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi,
Nicole.
Nicole.
Yeah, I don't feel the pressure at all right now.
Oh, good.
It went very well, actually. I was kind of tricked at one point because I didn't realize I was getting recorded, but I was actually getting recorded thinking that it was just a practice shot. So thank you very much for that, Milo.
You're
And
welcome.
Julie.
It turned out beautiful.
Yes.
Yes, it did. And you know, and another thing too is that when you jump on the Julie Milo show, and I think the recording type of kind of really scared you, but the actuality is that we don't start the show until we tells that to start, until I announce the show and, you know, ask you to turn off your camera and all that stuff. So there is a video out there, what to expect at the Julie and Milo show. If you haven't been on, if you were really nervous about the Julie and Milo show, that's a really good video to start. And the best part of it is make your decision to jump on. And if you are our friends on Facebook, just send Milo and I a message to be on. So now, before I go on to something, I like to hear from Sandra really quick because she's on the show today. Was it nervous, Sandra? Was it crazy? How did you handle it?
You're muted.
You're muted.
You have to unmute yourself, Sandra.
Oh, she is I don't see her.
There she is.
Okay, I'm here now.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, at the beginning I was so nervous, but after talking a little bit, it became better. So, yeah, thanks you so much for being on the show.
You were awesome on the show. You did a great job.
Yeah.
Great
Thank
story.
you.
All right. So before I call on Trevor, I want to ask Marty or Milo a little bit. Milo, we did talk a little bit about the email that we received earlier today. When I woke up, I saw an email that comes out and it has your name on it. It seems like you send it out. And not only that, on that email, it said Ash here. So I really like you to talk a little bit about that, Milo.
I seen it too. I woke up to an email that said, "Hey, Marlon, there's a new coin, blah, blah, blah." And I go, "Oh, no, oh, geez." But I didn't worry about it because I know how strong we're built. And it's really no big deal. All it is someone got into the email thing again. And like I said before, whenever you are leading the pack, whenever you're the leader of the pack, you got people in the back shooting at you. And they're going to shoot at you as much as they can to see if they can get you to go. So what we have to do is just stay focused, guys, and don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. It will be taken care of. Remember, we have trackers. We have an IP tracker that will track them. So anyone who did it's really stupid. I mean, they're really dumb, and they're an IT person, so it doesn't even make sense. Maybe they got paid a bunch of money from someone, I don't know, but they really didn't get anything other than what they can get online, which is email addresses and, stuff like that. What do you think, Marty?
Yeah, I think everybody knows it's garbage. Not everybody got it. I didn't even get it.
Oh, didn't you?
So, no. I just found out about it after I got more news about it than the actual. But everybody that wrote said, I didn't do anything. I'm just letting you know. It was just somebody messing around.
Right.
And nobody shoots it. If there's a race, they're shooting at the lead runner.
Yeah.
They're not shooting at the last guy in place. So
Right.
this won't be the last time. Just ignore stuff like that. Everyone here, the best thing you can do is pass on to everybody you know. If something feels wrong or they're asking for money, ask somebody and you'll find out it is wrong. It's just, if it feels weird, it's not right. Ash wouldn't do it. He just wouldn't do it. Nobody in the company would do it. Mike Ellis got hacked on Facebook a couple months ago asking for money. They called me and said, Mike asking for money? I said, I doubt it. And he wasn't, but they had his picture. It looked legit. And some people fall for stuff. But remember, Facebook and the internet is a haven for cowards. It's the easiest place to hide. Nobody knows who you are. You don't have a face. You're JC, BJ, UK, whatever, and you don't have to answer to anybody. So it's perfect. But you just got to be smart. If somebody asking you for money, don't send it. Think about it. Always when somebody's asking money, wait 24 hours. There's no way Ash would say, you got 15 minutes. Come on. Everybody should know that. So just be careful. If you're not sure, at least take 5 minutes and ask somebody. Yeah, ask somebody.
Absolutely. Thank you, Marty, and thank you, Milo. I know that there are a couple of founders or a couple of leaders here that get calls from, some founders that haven't plugged in, or some founders that not really have so much fear in themselves, and they're like, oh, it happened again? Did we get hacked? I'd like you to talk about how do you respond to that, because we all know how to respond to that, but the people that are actually listening to the show later, they might pick up a few things in here and there. So either Marty or Milo, could you kind of address that a little bit?
Yeah, when somebody calls me and they're in a panic and they're not sure and what's going to happen if they did that, they could do it again. I said, you know the feeling you have right now? And they said, yes. Then it's wrong. It's just wrong. If it's right, you don't get that feeling. You don't get, oh, I wonder if it's, my kids used to ask me, how do you know if you're doing something wrong? I said, if you have to think about it, it's wrong. If an old lady needed help across the street, you wouldn't go, should I help her? No, it's right. Should I go rob the bank? No, probably not. We have that built in all of us unless you're a sociopath. And a sociopath's the one that's ripping people off. So we should know better. Just don't do it if it feels a little bit bad. And listen, there's a lot of 14 or 15-year-old kids with their hat on backwards, pants halfway down, that are hacking geniuses. Remember that. and it's fun for them to get in and cause trouble, whether they get any money or not. But that's not going to end. But when it comes down to on passive launching, it will be Fort Knox. Go to Google and look up Fort Knox. I got a better idea. Try to break into Fort Knox. Just make sure you do your will first.
That's right.
It's not going to happen.
That's the truth, Marty. You know, and it is so true. And sometimes we, as people, will sometimes cause ourselves a lot of problems because we will we will take someone come and say something to us, and we go, "Oh my God, the sky's falling," and this. No, it's not. And you just have to understand that. And as a salesman, I got to tell you a little story. I hope, but can I do this, Julie? It might take.
Yeah, go ahead. I love that story, Milo, and I know that there's it added a lot of value. So yes, please go ahead.
So anytime if I was a salesman and a guy called me up or something and he had a problem, so we had this guy that no one could work with him. He just ate people up and spit them out more or less. If he had a problem, man, he had a problem, right? And so I took over the job, and Jerry calls me up one morning and he says, "Hey, Milo," he says, "Get your butt over here." He says, "I've got a door that needs to be looked at." And I said, "Oh, okay, no problem." I said, "I'll come over there." Now I sold real high-end doors and stuff for houses, and this was a beautiful door. I mean, I think he paid $8,000 for the door. It was a sliding door, and it, well, 4 panels, you know, and so I get over there. First thing I did, I went and bought donuts at Dunkin' Donuts, and I bought some Cup of Joe from Dunkin' Donuts. And I brought over there, "Hey, buddy, how's it going?" He goes, "Not very good, you know," and he's ready to rip me apart. And he points and he points at the glass on this door, and he says, "I didn't pay $8,000 to get that bubble in the glass." And I said, "Really?" And I, you know, I didn't respond like, "Oh my God, I didn't do that." I looked at him, I go, "Really?" And he says, "No, look." I said, "What?" And I looked at the thing and I said, "That bubble?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "I don't even think we charged you for that." Automatically, it turned his mind around, right? Because now he's thinking, "What is this crazy guy saying to me?" And I said, "Do you know how much it cost us to put that bubble in the glass?" I said, "That's not even normal. People pay big bucks for that." I said, "Without a doubt, I don't even know why that got shipped out there to you." I said, "But we need to get out here and get it taken out and get it back to the shop, you know, because we want that back." And he goes, he laughs and he goes, "You crazy." He says, "You just get my door fixed." And you know, the funniest thing was his son told me, he goes, this guy was he's an older guy, but he was one of his best friends is Muhammad Ali. And so he did all of Muhammad Ali's work and stuff for him. But you know, he kind of like when salespeople come, he lets them have it, you know. And his son said to me, come one day, and he's just shaking his head, and he goes, "Milo," he says, "how do you do it?" He says, "My dad," he says, "I see salesmen walk in and out of here with their tails between their legs and walking out," and said, "When he walks out, when you walk out, he's got his arm around you and he's walking out." You know, all I did was I took care of his problems for him. And that's all people want, you know, take care of the problem, but don't let it overstress you. Always try to turn a bad situation around as soon as you can.
Absolutely. I
That's
love
my
it.
story, and I'm sticking to it.
Absolutely, Milo. I love that. I love that. I love that. It's adds so much value to the conversations. Trevor, I see you have your hand raised. Love to have you unmute yourself and share.
Hey, actually, I want to hear more of Marty and Milo. My question is insignificant compared to their knowledge that they're sharing today. Those are some real nuggets. You guys are awesome. So my question is, Julie and I met on Saturday and kind of brainstorming a little bit. And so I brought it up on the Founders Only Q&A webinar the other day. And I did actually reach out to David Bacall. And his philosophy of the in-person meetings and how he grew it from a small meeting room in somebody's house to the hotel meetings that he's at right now. And his philosophy kind of followed a little bit more of a traditional belly to belly method of people that he may have already known and friends of friends and friends. And I don't really have that capability here in the Phoenix area, but it was still good wisdom. My question is, I did a little research after talking to David and looked at some YouTube videos about having a successful in-person business meeting. And one of the suggestions that they had was what a lot of us here are already doing, and that's Facebook Lives, but taking it one step further. And instead of just posting to our groups like we normally do, posting to local groups in your local town there where you are. So I guess my question is, what information should I share and should I not share in a live presentation in that type of format where you're trying to introduce new people? I know maybe not off the bat, I don't want to mention ONPASSIVE per se, but maybe a new revolutionary type of company that will enhance any businesses, current endeavors for their marketing and such. Business owners and that type of people is who I'm trying to seek to bring into the meeting space here, local business people. I'm open to any suggestions. So have at it. That's my question.
All right. Thank you, Trevor. So my first thing is this. This is something that I am actually exploring it as well. There's an app, and this is not a non-passive app or anything. There's an app out there that called Meetup. Okay. It's a local meetup group. You can go in and it zoom into your location, right? And it's going to show all the group, all the things that is going on. People post group on there. Now, if you are, this is the first time you do that, you could just start posting your information and see who wants to join. Or you can go and join some of the local group. And this is only in the US. I don't know if in other country. You can go, like, for example, in Orange County, we have an outdoor biking group. We can go hike with people. That's where you start meeting people. And then they'll also have cash flow group. You know, just go there, get to know people, feel it. And then once you get to know people, you can start forming your own group. Okay, that's what I would do. You start forming your own group and post it on there and then start sharing it. And you got to be consistent. Like Milo has always said, be consistent. Let's say if you choose a Monday morning get together for donuts and coffee, you could do that. Or Bruce and I are planning to meet every week on Tuesday for lunch. We can, what I do is I go to a restaurant and I see the menu, you know, kind of like a decent place. And I've negotiated with the owner. I said, you know, if I was to gather about 4 or 5 people, or, you know, we start building this group and we can get a bigger group. But if we can start gathering about 4 or 5 people, is there any way that you could do a flat rate deal on lunch? You know, so so they'll be able to do that if you don't have a location. So I've always say start small, even if you have 2, 3 peoples gathering together, kind of have that bonding first before you give them with a lot of information. Now, for me, and this is I've learned too, when you first meet a person and when you share something with them, don't vomit on them. That means that don't give every information's excitement on the first conversation. Yesterday, Mike Ellis and Marty has done a role play, and it was brilliant. If you haven't watched that, you're gonna have to go back and watch that video. And I think Marty's gonna show that. It's at the beginning. Basically, what Mike did ask was, Marty, do you respect me? Because they're both friends, right? And Marty said, yes, absolutely. if I was to send you a video, would you watch it? So yeah, sure. That's it. And then you choose the message that resonate with you, and then you send it to them. And then, you know, once they watch it, then another conversations is open up as well. That's just my idea. Who else has more ideas that can we can brainstorm here? Would be great if you share it.
I think the meetup place is a great place. There's all kinds of stuff there. If you meet up, you can get with whatever you're comfortable with. So in other words, try to go someplace where you could be like the expert. If you know IP, go, or IT, go there, you know, with that in mind. Or if you're good at if you love baseball, there's groups about baseball. Go there, you know, go wherever you are and try to first get in the group and share what you got. And the people will come then. Also, one other place, Julie, that most places have is most cities have a business group. So in other words, the businesses get together and they will talk about things. Those are good to join also because you know, you meet the business people around town and you can share with those, you know, and
Like Chamber of Commerce?
they're not
Chamber
chamber.
of
I'm sorry, it's like the one is called NTI, National okay, international business or something, but it's like it's just a bunch of businesses, bankers and real estate people and car salesmen and stuff like that get together. Anytime if you can get in with a real estate or you can get in with a car dealership, either one of those are going to be good at or should be good at getting in on passive, because I don't think there will be a real estate person that's not into on passive after 6 months because of the things that we offer, you know, as far as the heat map, as far as the geo fencing, you know, it puts them so far ahead of everyone else. And then you take you know, O Capture and O Connect, and you tell a real estate person you can have an open house 24 hours a day, you know, and show all your houses. Remember, real estate people sell on people that love them and trust them. So in other words, for them to buy from a real estate person, a person's going to have to love and trust them. And what better way than to show your mug out there on the, you know, a video or whatever, whether it's your house or you're showing a house or whatever type thing.
I hope that helps.
It's awesome. You guys are great. Fantastic. Taking notes.
Awesome. Thanks, Trevor. All right, I see William DeLong, William Canada. Unless Marty has something to add to that. Marty, I see you have a mic unmute.
Hello, everyone. I'm wanting to add a little something to security. Security is a big business now. We have antivirus, malware, the list goes on. So home computer is, as we know it, is very vulnerable, especially to hackers. There's nothing different than me or the hacker. It's just them doing that. And I don't know why they would want to do something and have handcuffs on them. Really, I can't understand that. So with the old tracker coming out, maybe we'll have the vulnerability of home use, because people are scared to use the internet because of them getting into their bank account. Now, there definitely something has to be done. In this case, I think this happens. We can do other things like clean water, shoes for the children. These things have to be done. So that's my look at ONPASSIVE, is to correction to corruption.
Thank you, William. Thank you, William. Just remember, the email come out wasn't a hacking at all. It was just in some, you know, anyway, I really don't want to talk about that anymore. It's because it's not something that I wanted to focus on. You know, so you know, it's a done. It's done. We dealt with it. Ash already addressed that, and I really like to focus on passive itself. And remember, GoFounder, I believe it is a temporary back office, right?
It is. Well, I think it's going to be around forever, but it's going to be built up. That the
Yeah,
new OwnPassive coming out, or the GoFounder coming out Friday, is going to be a light. And
yeah.
then 3 weeks later, the regular one will come out. But Ash said it's almost as big as or as good as OwnPassive.
Absolutely. So yeah, let's not focus on that part anymore, because we all understand the fact that, you know, we have 5,000 friends on Facebook, probably about 100 of people we know. The rest of them are just scammers, or the people that, you know, try to do something. Like literally, I was telling Chris the other day, and this is the last thing I'm going to talk about that. I had thousands of friends on there, and there was a profile with a woman who is, you know, dressing very professional. The whole entire profile was beautiful, dressed personal. And she started asking me how I'm doing at the beginning. And I said, fine, you know, it's kind of like a normal conversation. And then I didn't see it go anywhere. And I asked her whether or not she's a founder. She go, yeah, but nothing else out of it. And then 4 days later, I totally, completely ignored it. And then she texted, she sent me a message to say, what's up, mate? So it tells me that whoever behind it isn't a person that I see, you know? So, you know what? That's the life of internet. That's the life of Facebook. So let's not focus on that. The end of that, Milo.
All right. Yeah.
Hey, Milo, can you hear me?
I
Yes.
can.
Oh, my microphone wasn't working. I wanted to go back to Peter or anybody else. You know, a lot of grocery stores have that cork board up when you first walk in.
Yep.
A lot of regular stores do too. You can make a small poster, and on the poster, make a statement about building wealth from home. If you hate recruiting, hate advertising, hate that, all the stuff people hate, just mention that, contact me and they rip a tag off. Because if you name everything that people hate online, they would try to build wealth online. What's that called? It's called OwnPassive. But you can do that, many posters in different stores. You can do 50 stores in a day. And then they rip off the tag and they call you at home, or your email's on there and they email you. Now you're starting to build a contact list, and maybe you could do 25, 30 people in a small place, you know, rent out a lodge or something like that and give the presentation. I mean, there's a lot of things you could do. You know, everybody's worried about what they can tell somebody. Tell them what they don't like, agree with them. Just agree. What do you hate about working online? They will throw up on you. I'm not doing that. I don't feel like advertising. I don't like calling people. You write that on a list. If you hate this, but want to build wealth, contact me. You might be surprised that you'll get a lot of people, because then they're looking at like, oh, I don't like doing that either. Let me find out. And if you put an email, they contact you, and then you start building a list, and you might be able to get some people together. Just a thought.
Thank you, Marty.
That's awesome, Marty. One other thing that now this is not this is online type stuff, but one thing that some of you, I don't know if any of you do it, but if a person sends you an email and they're trying to solicit you for something, don't be afraid to send them an email back offering them OwnPassive that it can help them out. You know, you never know. I mean, most of them don't read them, but hey, some might get it, and they might look at it and say, oh, wow. And especially if you name off, like Marty said, do you hate this? Do you hate this? Because even some of the people in MLMs and stuff, they hate recruiting, you know, and they hate because when they get their team built, it starts falling away at the bottom because they got to pay every month, and you have the auto ships, and So people hate auto ships, you know, they hate recruiting. You put that down and all of a sudden, you know, here's this company that does this. Well, how do they do it? And you might get a, you know, a conversation started back.
Very good, because you're allowed to spam a spammer.
That's exactly right.
You can spam a spammer all day long. And if you reverse it on, because remember this, the guy that's spamming you, he isn't making a dime.
Right.
Statistics say he's not making squat. So you spin it around like Milo just said, no, I'm going to stick to what I'm doing. I don't have to recruit. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. And it's guaranteed success. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear will write you right back and go, what are you doing?
Right.
Because he's losing money every month.
That's true. You know, and you can actually, you know, I was thinking about setting up a email account. You can set up like a Gmail account, and then you could go out and you could click and say, yeah, I'm interested in your thing, and they send you the thing, and you automatically respond to it with a responder. You know, you put your thing on vacation, and it automatically says, hey, I'll get back with you. I'm really busy. I'm busy. I'm not recruiting, but I'm having to sign up people, you know, and stuff like that. And when you show enthusiasm like that and you turn it around on them, you know, what they were trying to get you to do, all of a sudden you say, hey, I got the answer. You don't have to do that. Here's a new way, you know, boom. And a lot of times they'll look at it.
That's pretty cool. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's very valuable information. Now, did you know that you actually can set up a phone number using Google Voice? Okay. Now you're going to be having your phone number out there to people that'll start calling you. You can go to Google Voice and set up a local number. Okay. And then you could use that number as a number for you to send text or receiving text. And when you do that, all the text messages is going to be in your email. And when you're ready to answer them or respond to them, you could just go into the email and text it back instead of it come directly to your phone. If you have it come to your phone, it'll drive you nuts, and people are going to start spamming you as well. So if you're planning to do that with a phone, sending out text messages, best is to go to Google Voice and set up a number, okay, for yourself. And then you actually can forward that number to your cell phone. And when a phone call, if there is a number that you don't know, you don't have to pick it up. Right? It goes directly to voicemail, and it goes directly into voicemail where Google email, so you can check it later as well, so you won't get bothered by it. Anyone that needs to do it, just go to Google Voice and then set up a number. All right. So
Julie, you can't do that in Canada. We're not allowed.
You're not? One other thing, Julie, I don't know if anyone's heard of Trilio, but there's a company called Trilio that you can actually get a number, and that number, when someone calls to them, it automatically texts them back. So you could, when they call it, you could text them back a website, you could text them back, you know, whatever you want. So you could also do it that way, where you put it online, you know, you could put any kind of advertisement on there. Do you want to do this? Do you want no recruiting? Do you want this? Call this number. They call that number, boom, it sends them back a full thing saying, you know, we're on passive. This, you could have a video, a link to a video, whatever. So that's available also.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I see Sherry Green has her hand raised. Sherry, good to have you with us.
Hello, everyone. So I kind of focus on one person at a time. And I know that there's lots of people that are doing, you know, sending out mass, whatever. But for me, I use the law of attraction. So I'll pick the person that I'm choosing that I want to talk to about on passive, and I'll focus on them, and I'll literally hold them and visualize step by step, me having the conversation with them kind of liking what they hear, them signing up. And I mean, I have a small team, but I'm just finding that it works. I mean, you just focus on what it is that you want from that person. And I mean, maybe at some point we could do a little thing on how creative visualization really works, and that people can, you know, do a little bit more of that, and just even, you know, I don't know, it's an idea. Like I just, like I said, I have a small team, but I've been successful in pretty much everyone that I've put in that kind of space and that I want has signed up. I don't have a lot of time. I work a lot, and so it's just a little tidbit of information. So just take it for what it's worth. If you believe in focusing on what you want, and that put them in the light, and they'll come. They will come. So that's all I've got. Thanks, Julie, Milo, everybody.
Thank you, Sherry. I appreciate your sharing. Absolutely.
Thanks, Julie.
Law of attraction works. Napoleon Hills has a quote that I love so much. Whatever your mind believe and conceive, your mind can achieve. So it's very short, but if you can conceive the idea, conceive your dream, and live it in your mind, it will work. It has happened to me many, many times. So thanks so much for bringing that on. Do we have anyone wanted to raise hands and ask questions? If not, I will start encourage people and start calling on people. I do that, so I just want to say that ahead of time. Milo, do you have anything else to say? Because I see there are some new faces here, and I love to encourage them to unmute themselves. So Milo, if you don't have anything to say right now, I'm going to start doing the calling.
I always have something to say, but I'm just here to answer or help out, or I like to listen to people. I'm encouraged by what I'm hearing tonight. I love positive feedback, positive things. I think it's important that whatever we say is positive.
Absolutely. Okay, let's have Richard on. Richard Lamoth.
Okay, yeah, I'm unmuted. See, I used to attract people with safe lists, emailers and safe lists, but somehow the links do not work anymore on safe lists or emailers. It when you try to put it in, it says GoFounder refuses to connect. So I can't use them anymore. So I'm not getting any more people coming in. So I don't know what happened, but I can't use any of my links on emailers or safe list or anything like that.
I'm sure, Richard, that it's not what it's saying is GoFounders will not connect. The reason GoFounders will not connect because the safe list doesn't allow GoFounders to connect. You know, they probably say
it was working before somebody did something to the URLs. Because I remember one of the webinars, somebody mentioned they didn't want it to be used on safe lists and that. And about a week later, no longer available on safe lists.
I don't know why anyone would do that myself. Do you, Marty?
Oh no, Richard, did you use the full link or did you make it shorter?
It doesn't matter what I do with it.
Either link doesn't work. Do you get a notification that says break frame?
Nope.
I own
it just when I see, like they check the URL. When I go like achiever.com is an example, okay?
Right. Yeah.
See, what they do is they take your URL and they make their own URL that people check their mail when they check their mail. So it's just refusing to do it.
I owned about 10 or 15 safe lists in the past, and they could be set up by the owner of the safe list, what they will accept and will not accept. Sometimes it's frame break, which means the frame is too big for the site.
No,
Why'd
that
you open
doesn't,
so many up?
that's not what it wasn't breaking frame or anything.
Thank you.
It was just saying that whenever anybody, like I sent it in 5 emailers one night, and then I checked the emails coming in through another one I have, and co-founder refuses to connect. And it shows a little sad little guy or whatever there. That's it.
Can I ask you what pages you're using?
All of them. It doesn't matter which one I try.
All right. Well, I wouldn't use any of them.
So,
A lot of them are obsolete. I would not use them.
so in other words, I cannot advertise anymore, and we're stuck here on lockdown. So,
Well, I've built a really good sized team and I've never used one yet. Listen, all you have to do is if you want to do it, just have people come to you. It's called, look, safe lists are okay, but it's a lot of people fishing in the same pond, right? Everybody's trying, safe lists are a bunch of people trying to sell their product. It's like, it's like Facebook, same thing. You just got to prove to them that yours is better than theirs, which is a hard job. Yeah, it works, but it takes a lot of posting to get any kind of results. That's why I got rid of my safe list. But
like
I would do attraction. I would do very small, an image and have people come to you. I wouldn't put links. I wouldn't put anything.
I had another company of natural products, and I've got over 1,000 people in there. But when I tried to email these people, the owner told me to stop. So.
All right.
But I still got enough. I've got one of my downline is a doctor. As a matter of fact, he just got his second vaccine a month ago, and he's been sick ever since. So anyway, I'm not worried about it, because when we launched to the public, this doctor that's under me told me he's got over 20,000 followers. So.
Wow.
Well, thank you so much, William. Let's go ahead, Milo.
I hand down. Okay.
Just saying thanks, Richard. Yeah, I don't know about it, but I do know, this is what I do know, that everyone that's here that is in, they are gonna win, and they are gonna win big time. If you guys remember what Ash said on Friday that blew me away, Ash said, whatever you think that ONPASSIVE is, it's 1 million times bigger. That's big. That's real big. That means that I think all of us are going to be fine, you know. Now, some of us got big teams and we'll get there quicker. Some of us have smaller teams or medium teams, and some have small teams. It doesn't matter where you are, you're going to win. But I still say that the main thing is be consistent. Tell people about it. Remember, you have an opportunity that everybody wants or they need, or they should want or need if they knew what it was. And if you just tell them about it, if they don't want it, hey, that's fine. At least you don't have to listen to them later saying, man, why didn't you tell me, you know, or whatever. You tell them about it. And I promise you, I think what's going to happen when it soft launches and the first time that first person gets that nickel in the wallet, people are going to be coming out of the woodwork, because guess what? You're making money. It doesn't matter how much you're making. When you start making money, all these people that you've talked to before are going to start coming back and saying, man, I better get in or else the door is going to shut and I'm going to miss out. So just be consistent.
Yeah, Milo and Marty, I'd like you to talk about the sheer volume that Mike Ellis is saying. And then yesterday in Ken's presentation, which I've seen that presentation before when Michael Williams talk about it. You've got one person. How many people are we expecting by the end of 12 months? Talk to us about that.
100 million.
That's
100 million customers. So
I-
whoever, however, you got one position and you're in it, you win. How fast? What's it matter? 100 times faster, you're going to win without it. And everybody here will have a walk-away income very, very quick. The only difference is, yeah, if you have a bigger team, you get there quicker, but it doesn't matter. I guarantee 99% of the people here, an extra $1,000 a month or $500 a month is life-changing. And then when you know that the next month is going to be more, and you know the month after that's going to be even more, I mean, my gosh, it's just going to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. And trust me, everybody that told you no, they're going to be knocking at your door. Change your address. Change your address. Because what they can have, they won't be able to have later. They could be a reseller. It's not the same as being a founder. But long as you can say, I told you, hey, move on. I don't tell any of my family. Family is poison. I love them, but I'm not talking to them about the business. Never, ever. I let Mike Ellis do it if I want to talk about my family. If Mike wants somebody in his family to know about it, he sends them to me. Never relatives. You just one step away from you will work. Trust me. Everybody here knows that. They all get beat down by their family and they keep trying it. And you know, your Uncle Bob beats you to death and you don't want to talk to anybody. Your Uncle Bob's broke too. He just doesn't know. He just, you know, you just move on to somebody else that will know. I didn't concentrate on anybody I knew. Never, never, ever. Because they're in. I got my family and I saved enough money, get them all in, hand it to them, boom. And if they're really naughty or nice, when I make that list, I may not even give it to them. Right? I mean, if you've got a family member that's a butthead, doesn't matter if they're family or not, why would you give them a multi-million-dollar business? Wouldn't give them squat. But the opportunity will be there. If you want to give it to them, you can. But don't worry about you have one. Oh, I had somebody come on and say, I don't have anybody. When did you start? 2018. Oh, my heart bleeds for you. Okay. My heart bleeds for you. One thing, you might not be telling the truth. What do you mean? How do you know you don't have anybody? We didn't launch yet. When they shuffle the cards together, there's going to be people in your deck. There has to be. How many? I don't know. But I guarantee some people are going to wake up with a couple thousand people and they're going to crap their pants. Okay, a man anyway. So this thing about I'm not going to make it. If you're in 2018, 2019, or 2020, any one of those years, and you don't make it, the company's done. Get that in your head. Because what they're planning is going to blow everybody out of the water. Your money's going to be every time you open your wallet eventually. And you're going to look back, oh, I feel like an idiot worried about if I'm going to make it. You're going to make it. You're not even going to know where it's coming from. It's going to be raining money for you. I'm just telling you. I don't know how much. I don't know how fast. But it's going to happen. It's happening now. The difference is 3% of the world's holding the money. When ONPASSIVE launches, 98% are going to be holding the money. That's the difference. That's it. It's just the way you set it up. He didn't call me. I wrote Ash because I had a question. I got a university got a hold of me and Mike. He wants to know how does it work. So we're supposed to meet with a university tomorrow. Okay. So he asked me questions I didn't know. It's way down in there, questions I didn't know. And I know pretty well, but I didn't know. So I wrote it and sent it to him. He said, I'll get them answered for you and send them back. He said, I'm in meetings from like 20 hours a day. So you think nothing's going on behind the scene. This train's rolling, everybody. This thing is high gear, very high gear. When you think it's quiet, that's when it's coming. And it's coming. Just be ready for it. And don't worry about who you got or what you got. Get in it, you win it. I don't give a crap who you are. Don't worry about, well, how can I do this? Don't do it. If you don't want to share and you're not sure how to, look, you're not going to go market on Facebook tomorrow. I hate to break the news to you. Market on Facebook sucks. I've done it. It costs money, and they decide anytime they want to kick you off. Don't throw links around. Why? Facebook will kick you off. If you share too much, Facebook will kick you off because you're doing something out of character. You do anything out of character on Facebook, you're gone. They don't care about you. There's 2 billion people. They could care less. And let me tell you something. You want to write support? Go, have fun.
Yeah.
We spent $40,000 last year on advertisement. I write them, they answer, but barely. You're doing a little thing, and oh, what happened? I'm going to write them. They could give two turds what you think or who you are. They just don't care. They're too big. So use them like they use you. Have people come to you. Then get their email. Then get them off of Facebook. Write an email. Send them stuff. Get them to a webinar. Send them to somebody else if you know them. Because if you know them, they're not going to listen to you. And that's the only thing I can tell you. But if you don't get anybody, that's why you joined ONPASSIVE. ONPASSIVE is going to build you an empire. A big empire. How fast? What do you care? 100 times faster than what you got now, because you're not building nothing now. Rely on the system. I just got a half a clap, Julie. Rely on the system, okay? I mean, it bothers me that people worry about that. Stop worrying about it. If you're here right now, you're going to have more money than you know what to do with. My opinion, and very fast. Money will change your life real quick. Walk away income, maybe not right away, but eventually, if you're in it, don't worry about anything else. Have fun. If you can't share and it's stressing you out, freaking get rid of it. Like a headache, take an aspirin. Don't worry about it. Stop concentrating on what you can or can't do. Can you set up your bank account? Yes, you win. Do you know how to do all these tools? No, you never will. Half of you will never learn how to do it. I don't care. I had somebody telling me what's everything in the store. What do I care what's in the store? I own one of the cash registers. They can't get past me without paying me. All of you own a cash register. They got to go by you to get out. You don't care what they buy. What do you care? That's what people are going to get in your head. You are a cash register. You get paid every time they walk by. And guess what? If you stay in long enough, Ash is going to give you another cash register. It's a win, 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 win. Now clap your hands, Milo, so I can get off. Thank you.
I love it. I love it, Marty.
I love it.
That was good stuff, man. And I agree with you. And people don't realize how big this thing is. And I don't think anyone realized that how big the soft launch is. The soft launch you're going to make money in also. Now, you might not make a whole lot, but if you have a team and you've been working, you're going to do very well in soft launch. And you probably could care less if it ever launches because it's building for you that whole time, you know? So, I mean, but just know that that light at the end of the tunnel is so big now. And so if you have any problems whatsoever and you got financial problems or whatever we're going through in life, you know, with the pandemic and all that, that light at the end of the tunnel is so bright for us that, man, it's just good stuff. So, hey, let's go. We get some hands up.
Before you call on hand raise, somebody actually talked out of the blue. They sent me a message that's like, they were like, okay, when you talking about soft launch, Milo, someone sent me a message. They're saying, okay, well, if I don't make money on the people that I'm building right now, I'll just wait till soft launch and I'll start sharing that with people. And then at that time I make money. That was really like I don't know. I don't have a word for that, but I like you to address that because it has been in people's mind. Everybody say, oh, I'll just wait till soft launch and I'll bring in people and then I'll get pay. And that's really dumb thinking. Can you please address that really quick, either Marty or Milo?
Well, I mean, the thing of it is anybody that you have in before soft launch, remember the company is bringing in people to it. So if you have one in, you get 3 people that first month. But say if you happen to bring 2 of your friends in with you, now you have 3. All of a sudden you get 9 people that come in, and then you start that next month with 12 because it brought 9 in plus your 3. That's why the power of the leverage is incredible. So the more you can get in right now, I would say, you know, personally, I think what happens if you bring someone in now, it's going to be like bringing in 3 or 4 people after launch, you know, because it'll take you that many to catch up. So that's the beauty of it. But the other beauty of it is regardless where you are, you're still going to win because it's going to bring them in and it will constantly grow. So anyone that's got one, you know, is probably only 6 months to 8 months behind the guy that's got 400 or 500, because it will build that fast, you know, over time. So
Absolutely.
hopefully that makes sense. And remember, it's soft launch. You get $2 for everyone on a bonus. You get $2 for everyone from level 2 all the way down to, I think, 15. And for level 1, you get $20 for everyone that you bring in personally. So everybody that you got in your team, now the company brings in 3. If they bring in 3 for everybody, guess what? You just made $6 on every person you have in your team.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for bringing that up, because I hope the person or 2-3 people that asked me that question can hear your answer to it, because yes, that's exactly how I explained it to them. The number of amount of the founders that you have now will determine how much and how fast money it comes into your pocket when it's soft launch and when it's hard launch as well. All right. I'm glad we got that out of the way. David, I see you have your hand raised.
Yeah, I have a good question to ask. You know, ONPASSIVE AI, and we've been kind of AI for quite a while now. But now you're hearing about Google and everybody else talking about AI too now. How's that going to affect ONPASSIVE when everybody else is going AI too?
Well, those people have been AI. Google's been AI. All of them's been AI, but they get it from a secondary. They get it from they don't have their own AI department, number one. So they get AI. So that's it. You've been seeing AI, you know, with Facebook and some of that, but it's not the same AI. It's not targeted traffic. Remember, they don't have heat map. There's a lot of things that ONPASSIVE has itself that's going to tie in with that AI that is going to bring it about, you know. But we're a lot more than AI. I mean, there's a whole lot more to ONPASSIVE than AI, but AI will build everything for you. When you're talking about targeted traffic, if you're looking for someone to go to your website and you have a certain product that you have, and this will locate that person and that's looking for that product there. And remember, you know, AI is starting to get bigger and bigger. The data is already out there. There's this huge database out there. But do you know now, a lot of people have Alexa in their home, or I think there's Google Play or something where you talk to the thing and say, hey, do this or do that, and it will find music for you. It'll do whatever. Well, guess what else it does? It listens to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if you're in there talking with a friend about, I'm thinking about going and buying a house over in, you know, Lebanon, Tennessee. Well, guess what? It just heard that. It put it into your database. It says, hey, Milo's thinking about buying a house in Lebanon, Tennessee. It goes, boom, it puts it into a person that sells real estate over in Lebanon, Tennessee, that's in ONPASSIVE. You see that? So you see how beautiful that is? I mean, it just puts it right there. Okay.
Yeah, I was wondering, because the only time I heard about AI is through ONPASSIVE, you know. But now you go on TV and all that stuff. Now you can hear everybody talking about AI. I've just heard about Google talking about it a couple of days ago.
It's been around for years. The difference is, let me give you a scenario. Cars have been around, right? Model T. Mm-hmm. The stuff out there now is Model T. What we have is a Rolls Royce. Now, which one do you want? And guess what? It's the price of a Model T. You win. And his other thing is, he's got a staff. Usually when a company builds something, they hire these tech people. And okay, be quiet for a minute. They're fighting over the can. They hire these people, they do the project, and then they let them go. Ash's project is ongoing for life. So if it can be thought of, we will do it first. That's the difference. the technology is so much better than everybody else. There's AI on passive, and then there's something that wants to be AI in the world. Big difference. Don't even compare. There's no comparison. What they have is old technology. Everybody uses AI. Like he said, you get on, you talk to Siri, you talk on the thing, it'll type for you. That's old stuff. It's nothing. And what he's doing, like I said, nobody's being let go. He's paying people to think. I think told me the other day, one of the quietest guys in the group, some supervisor or something, came up with an idea and blew everybody away. Just matter of fact. That's what kind of people he's wrapped up with. Hey, you know, why don't we do this? And they'll look at him like, what, are you crazy? And he got up on a board and showed them how they could do it. And they went, oh my God, that's what he has. And that hasn't been, listen, the stuff that Ash wanted in 2019 wasn't created yet. Keep that in mind. He's not digging up old stuff. Like Milo said, everybody uses, they outsource the AI. They don't own it. They didn't create it. He's actually created AI that works for ONPASSIVE. It thinks ONPASSIVE. It loves ONPASSIVE. It's programmed to be ONPASSIVE. Yeah, it's going to be hard because he's coming into the arena as the best, not fighting to get to the top. He's champion. They won't know until he gets there and they go to box him and he knocks you out. That's what's going to happen.
And I think
so no comparison.
I think the other thing, Marty, did you see where Apple is building an AI plant? They're $8 billion they're putting in North Carolina. Everyone's going to be chasing us now. You know, we are going to be the leaders, and people are going to be chasing us, and they don't want to let us get ahead. But the sad fact is, like Marty said, we're already ahead. They just don't know it yet. But when they get in the ring with us, we're going to go boom, and they're going down. You know what I'm saying? We're ahead of them. It's a good place to be. Believe me, it's a great place to be.
Hey,
I was thinking
you look at this, Dave. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm drinking a lot of coffee today. You have, when you have items out there or any kind of product like that, and what these guys do, like ClickFunnels or a page builder, or everybody's kind of the same, like Google Meet and Zoom and all them. They all cohorts with each other and they stay about the same price range. And then they all raise the price at the same time. So yeah, you might beat it by $5 here or $10 here. Ash is coming in with a new program called, I don't care what your prices are. Ours is going to burn you all the way down to the ground because he doesn't care about the company making all the money, he wants the people to. They're not going to be able to compete. You can't go backwards in a company like Zoom. Okay, everybody, we're charging $8,000 for this Zoom. We're going to have to back it down to 200. Are you kidding? They can't afford to do that. They're not programmed to do it. So he's coming in with a totally different atmosphere from the bottom up. There's no way their pants are going to get yanked down. They won't be able to pull them up. They just can't do it. It's going to happen. I'm just saying it's designed in the structure of the company to be who they are. It's not piecework. He decided in 2019, I'm going to build it from scratch. We're going to have AI induced, and I'm going to make it as cheap as possible. And not only are we going to have one, they're all linked together. They're all linked together. He spent millions just on the dashboard, guys. Multi-millions. Yeah, it's mind-blowing. I mean, I don't even know what it's about, but it's big.
Thank you, Marty. I think that was a good question. But
thank you, David. Those are good questions. Opened up to a lot more. Thank you. I see Chris Johnson had his hand raised, but I think he stepped away. So let's have Willow on. Willow Griffith. Good to see you, my darling.
Thank you, sweetheart. I just wanted to add about the topic we were just talking about and talk to David. 50 years ago, I went to work for McClellan Air Force Base, and we had AI started there 50 years ago. We have been in the AI struggle for over 50 years that I know of. And you know, David, one of the things that I've found with AI, people are afraid of what they don't understand. As more and more and more people come around to what ONPASSIVE is, we're going to see a mass exodus from all these other fly-by-nighters that are claiming they use AI and they can't live up to the what's really happening. I think that the ONPASSIVE logo is going to become an ideogram that offers hope and more than that to everybody else. And in every place you see that ONPASSIVE logo, people are going to say, there's a winner. There's somebody associated with the winner. They're not going to worry about AI. They're going to worry about that ideograph that explains. If you don't know what an ideograph is, a lot of people don't, it's a symbol that represents a story. And the story of ONPASSIVE and what it's going to do for people is what is going to, like Marty said, make them crap their pants. They're not going to be able to fight it. It's going to be so overwhelmingly the right thing to do. You know, when you collectively, we all are connected. I do not care what anybody believes right now. They're proving it scientifically. Even the trees and the plants in the ground are connected to us. When we put out an idea and we don't jump on it, and 5 minutes later, you'll find, well, that guy stole my idea. And you wonder, where did that come from? Well, it all goes out there into the collective soup. And when somebody gets a spark and they're connected to, yeah, they're going to run with it. Just like Elon Musk started a fire. Even though I'm not particularly fond of his, the way he does things, it's the same way with ONPASSIVE. ONPASSIVE has set up little fires around the world. And when he launches, it's going to be a forest fire. And if you don't get on now, if you sit back on your laurels and say, well, I hear this all the time, it makes me madder than a damn hatter. You know, if you can't see the forest for the trees, get out of the forest. If you can't take a little bit of flack, like we have got today in the emails, I mean, you shouldn't be in the business. I don't mean to be hard hat here, but I got that email and I laughed about it. And I said, well, I couldn't understand it anyway. It was in Spanish, you know. Well, I do read Spanish, so I did understand it. I knew where they're coming from. But the problem is, we all know what's out there. If you have any damn sense at all, and you've been on the internet for 5 minutes, internet is going to be the road to the future. Jobs as we know it are not going to be there. So get with the program. Say, well, I don't want to do this and I don't want to do, then you don't want to eat.
You got that right. Good stuff there, Willow. Good stuff. Hey, listen, we're down to about 20 minutes left. It'll be less than that, you know, probably 10 more minutes. So we might take 2 more people or whatever, but that'll probably be it. So we have a one coming up. Let's see. Richard.
Chris had his hand up earlier.
Chris Johnson, Mr. Positive. All right, Mr. Positive, come on and talk to us.
All right, I'm sorry. I had to put my mom into bed, so I hope I don't repeat anything here. You have nothing to worry. And you know what? Marty gave you a bogus number of 100 million the first year. I'm sorry, dude. You're way off. I'm going to guarantee it's going to be 200 million customers. You know why? Because once we go kaboom to the world and people are going to find out, oh my God, it's true. I can really make money for doing nothing. Everyone and their brother and Uncle Harry is going to get in on a passive as a reseller. Every company in the world, every business owner, every crazy MLM guy or gal, they're going to get in this. I don't care if you got nobody on your team. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. You'd be surprised how many people in the passive family have 1 or 2 people. It's okay. Don't worry about it. When they launch, what do we tell you every single night on these 10-hour webinars a day? Huh? passive. You don't really have to do nothing. You're still out there trying. You're sharing to get people to join. A lot of people don't believe. So what? They're going to be resellers. Just tell them, hey, I'll see you in a few months as a reseller, because they're going to come to you. All right. So don't get negative. Don't get saddened. Situations are going to get better. All right. They're going to get better, and they're going to keep getting better. All right. And before you know it, you're not going to have any situations, but you're going to help people out that do have situations. That's all you really got to think about. All right. So Marty's number 100 million on Marty. Sorry, Marty. I'm saying 200 million first year, because I'm going to tell you right now, if I never heard of a passive and someone said, hey, which I did in 15 minutes, Chris, this just launched. We're out there. You can become a reseller and make some good money for kind of doing nothing. I'm in. All right. No one is going to say to you, no, it's a Ponzi, it's a lie, because it's going to be out there. Don't you get this? All this work we've been doing, all the work people have been doing from 2.5, 3 years ago. All right. That day is what it's all going to be about. When this thing launches, every person that told them no, naysayer, baloney, Ponzi, they're going to be resellers. They're going to get in this company, and this company is going to go completely ballistic, and your pockets are going to fill up so fast you're not going to know what to do with it. I suggest you give me a few bucks just for being so exciting all the time. But hey, don't be, just stay positive. Things happen. You guys are in a perfect place. Trust me in that. Okay, Milo, I see you rubbing your hands.
I believe it, man. I believe it. That's good stuff, Mr. Positive. That's for sure.
Go ahead, Milo.
I was just going to say, the things that you do now is going to affect you down the road. And I can't tell you, I see Idris shaking his head there. When you come on our show, you put your show out there. And when you do that, anytime you do the founders thing, I think that that's going to be a lot bigger than a lot of you think, because all of a sudden when people come on and they find out that ONPASSIVE is making this money, and they go online and all of a sudden a guy named Cedric Flowers pops up. It's like, I know that guy. They're going to go find him. They're going to go find him. When someone else drives around and they drive around in a brand new car, how in the heck did they come up with that car? Remember I told you about ONPASSIVE? They're going to look you up. So I think it's important, there again, I say be consistent on it. Be consistent. If it's not working now, don't get discouraged, man, because you are in it. You're going to win it. And if you only got one person, when it all's over and done, you're going to be in fine shape. Richard Lamoth. Or did you have something to say, Julie? I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Yeah, let's have Richard said some first, and then I'll add on to what Chris was saying.
All right, Richard, go ahead. You got like 2 minutes.
Okay. Now, you know how Ash Mufareh loves space. He was there for the launch of SpaceX. SpaceX is Elon Musk. As Willow said, read between the lines. Elon Musk's dream is free internet for everybody in the world. Ash Mufareh's dream is correction to the corruption, no more poverty. So what I'm trying to say is read between the lines. We don't know much, but that satellite up there is telling me something. It's telling me that these two people know each other. That's what it's telling me. One wants free internet for everybody. The other one wants to end poverty. So read between the lines and quote me if you will, but someday we'll find out. That's all I have to say. And anybody who has any doubt, do not worry about it. You've already got 100 or 200 people under you within the next 2 months. That's all I have to say. And you have nothing to do except sign into your back office at least once or twice a day. Let AI know that you're active and let AI do the work for you. I'll leave you all with that. And thank you so much. And I love all of you from the bottom of my heart.
All right. Thank you,
Thank you,
Richard.
Richard. Thank you, Richard. I wanted to add to what Chris said earlier. You know, remember Ash said that there are major media out there. Look at when you start seeing Forbes, see Ash on Forbes or Ash on NBC or whatever that business and everything and tech channel out there, you're gonna see people looking up on passive. Just for the fun of it, I looked it up on passive. There's like 10 page. It's all about on passive. Not only that, I was curious about how Julie and Milo show on passive. Type in on Google, Julie and Milo, type it out. There's like the very first page. There are your video there. Now imagine people are asking, I'm wondering who are the people in on passive? Who are the people that build on passive? Where do they go look? They type in on passive people. Milo was like, yeah, satisfying nod, right? So, yeah. Milo said this the best. Your video that you are doing with the Julie and Milo show and all the webinar, once it goes out, remember you were there before the company is built, before the company out to the public. So yeah, don't hesitate, keep sharing. And if people say no to it, that's okay. Send them with this thing. Please write on passive on a notepad and tape it in front of a mirror. Until you see that on passive note there, you think about me.
Yeah.
Because I told you so.
You were documenting your legacy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then for the people who are so negative about on passive, and also for the folks that ask for refund, remember those people, I could imagine they'll be looking at their friend, their upline, their downline, driving a brand new Mercedes or driving a brand new Tesla. For me, I'm going to be having a brand new Bentley, let's just say. When they see you drive those cars and living in those big and traveling around the world and do your live every single day and say, hey guys, hello, On Passive brought me here, they will kick themselves in the butt. And well, that's too late. They're probably going to be really mad because the decision that they made today, they choose not to become on passive, they will kick themselves. But the decision that we make today and choose to become on passive founder or become to get or decide to buy more on passive positions, it would change our life forever. And that's all I'm talking about.
Absolutely. That's good stuff. I mean, it's all true and about being consistent. So what do you guys think about the presentation Theory did tonight? Cheery. Yeah, he did an awesome job, man. Good job. And next week we have Ken, right? Ken.
Kenneth Hall, yes.
Huh?
Kenneth Hall.
I didn't hear you.
I said Kenneth Hall.
Oh, Kenneth Hall. Okay. I didn't hear you. Kenneth Hall. So Kenneth Hall next week, you know, and I think the week after that we have Judy Miller, and probably the week after that maybe Polly, you know. So it's good. It's good practice. What do you think? Theory, give us a couple minutes. What did you think about doing the presentation today? Oh man, I like that. Man, do I like that.
Look at Cedric.
Cedric don't know what to say, man. I can't help it, brother.
Touchdown.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
You knocked it out of the park.
Cedric, this is the only one that I have. I have also the Niners, but the Niners, it's older.
That's
no, it was. I'm just a bit sad that I had an half time because of the breaking noise that come in the middle of the presentation, because it took me out of the concentration, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it happens. That's it. But it will be better. It will be better next time.
Yeah,
You can come back and do another one.
I'll edit that out. I'll edit that out. And we do need to make sure that when you come in on Wednesday night, have your video off. I thought I had it where it is off, but I did see a couple people come on, you know, and make sure you're muted, man, because
no, but you have an option on Zoom that you can.
I did that option.
Yeah, you can
where it was stopped and they were.
And sometimes people coming with the mobile, the microphone is not.
Oh, that might have been what it was. I don't even know who it was that came in, but they were loud.
No, it's not a big problem.
Amidst TV.
Yeah, thank you, Bruce. Thank you.
Good job. Great job. So, but anyway, I really like it. I get some value out of it myself because I need to learn that presentation, and the more I hear it, the more I'm getting accustomed to it. The more that I think I would feel comfortable. I've given it quite a bit lately, you know, to friends and doing it online and stuff myself, you know. And that's the thing. Once you get that presentation, you know, feel free to go and you can change it however you want to for your presentation. If you want to change some of it, it's easy to change. You know, you can change it to fit your style or whatever. We just do it on Wednesday night, so it's always the same, so that we can get that repetition in.
I'm not used to do it in English because I always did do it in French, even for the Arabic people. When I do some presentation, it's in French and then they translate, you know. So it's a good exercise for me. I did it once just to test, but we have so many English presentation that I don't need to do mine because I can plug people directly to the others one. So that's good. But yes, it's a good training, and I will. I won't reach your level and the level of Julie and the level of Kenneth. I saw Kenneth yesterday. It was amazing.
Yeah, awesome.
It did an awesome job yesterday. Yeah. So, yeah.
All right, Julie, we are about out of time, so only you can do it the best. You know how you take us home, so. Go ahead and close it out. Thank all of you for coming tonight. We enjoyed seeing all of you that are here, man. It was a good show. Hopefully you got some value out of it. So Julie, take us on home like you can do.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Milo. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here with us. It's such a pleasure and honor to be here with you every Wednesday, sharing about ONPASSIVE, learning about your passion about ONPASSIVE. It is a time for all of us to start focusing on the positive, on the action, on the prize that we are due, because all of us who believe in ONPASSIVE is a gift to humanity, and it takes every single one of us to share that gift to the world. So please get back with the person who shared this message with you if you're watching this message, and please go out there and continuously sharing with other people. Don't stop, because the action, the sharing that you are doing today will change your life forever, will give you more apples, will give you more free time. And please, once again, stay well, stay healthy, take care of yourself, and take care of others. Thank you so much for being here with us. Looking forward to see you on Saturday, our fun chat. And please go to julieandmilo.com. There's over 120 founder stories that you get to hear. Please get to know your founders, because one day we all gonna meet together. Thank you so much for joining the Julie and Milo show. Good night from Orange County, California.
Good night,
Julie.
Good night.
Bonsoir, Terry.
Good night, Cedric. Good night, Diane. Good night.
Did you put them on to Mr. Positive? The Cowboys. Terry Ocho, shame on you, man. I thought you was good, man. Man.
Good morning from Timor-Leste to you all.
Love you guys.
Good night, everyone. Thank you so much. Love you all. Please take care of yourselves.
That's a shame. That's a
Good
shame.
morning.
You paid them to put them up there, Dad. That's a shame.
Good night, William. Good
That's
night,
a
Brad.
shame.
Good night, Idris. Good night, Mr. Positive.
Good night, Julie.
Good
Good night, Michael, Breeze, Catherine, Beatrice,
Good
Victor.
night. Good night.
Good night. We'll see you guys. Have a good night.
Good morning.